On this edition of Happenings, it's time to put away the mindless activity of scrolling through social media and get mindful to rediscover reading. What is Rediscover Reading, you might ask? County Commissioner Joel Flores explains it as he announces the proclamation to the Palm Beach County Library System.
Declaring 2026 as the year to rediscover reading, whereas the power of literacy and the love for reading are fundamental building blocks of education and personal growth for people of all ages. And whereas reading books, magazines, and newspaper for pleasure has dropped in the United States by more than 40% over the past 20 years, coinciding with a decline in attention span and an increase in loneliness and a rise in distrust of institution. And whereas reading for pleasure is linked to many health benefits, including higher life satisfaction, deeper relaxation, and stronger sense of empathy and community with our neighbors. Whereas the mission of Palm Beach County Library System is to connect communities, inspire thought, and enrich lives, and its vision is to open minds to a world of unlimited possibilities, and whereas the Palm Beach County Library System is promoting 2026 as the year to rediscover reading as a campaign to encourage residents of all ages to read a book or listen to an audiobook every day for pleasure and personal growth. And by the way, you can find these at our libraries. Whereas the library system will offer special activities and events every month to bring residents together to share in the delight that arise from reading for pleasure and opportunities for learning from each other and in the community. Whereas the Palm Beach County community leaders are encouraged to share books they are reading and invite residents to set goals and track their reading over the course of the year. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled on this regular session on the 6th day of January 2026, that January 2026 and 2026 as a whole in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed the year to rediscover reading.
Well, good morning, and thank you to Commissioner Flores, Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor Woodward, and the Board of County Commissioners. My name is Doug Crane. I have the honor of being the director for our county library system, and we're here today to share that reading is fundamental not only to success in life, but to our well-being. We encourage everyone to put down their phones, log off their computers, turn off their TVs, and join us for a year to read for pleasure in the joys of a good book. Rediscover Reading is a year-long campaign to encourage our residents to return to reading for their own health and sense of community. We're inviting the board to participate. My staff will be reaching out to your offices to get your recommendations on favorite books that you'd like to share with the public. So again, thank you all for this proclamation. We look forward to working with the entire community to rediscover the joys of reading. Thank you.
We're taking you on a little path to explore the many ways and helpful tips to get you back to enjoying a good read. Whether it's new releases or an oldie but goodie, the joys of reading are limitless. Did you know that reading helps keep your brain in shape? It's true. Reading has so many types of benefits, and studies have shown to prove them all. So here are a few tips to help you engage back into the reading habit. First, tie reading to an existing routine. Habit formation may take some time, so be patient with yourself. If you wake up in the morning and make a cup of coffee before breakfast, consider reading a book while you do that instead of picking up your phone. Attaching reading to a routine you're already comfortable with makes it a lot easier to remember the new habit, which will help you stick to it better. Another tip: find something you're interested in and start small. Build your reading on things you already care about. So if you're a fan of a TV series or a movie that was originally based on a book, start there. Grab the book form and read to your own imagination of the author's interpretation. And reading doesn't have to be long and dreadful. Start with small attainable goals, like 15 minutes of reading time. Then gradually increase your duration. Next, why not join a community? Those that love social interaction but may have a hard time finding that niche, the library has book clubs and discussions you can register to join. It'll give you a reason to get out of the house for a bit. Plus, make new friends that have the same interests as you do. Also, if you have a memory of a book that stood out for you in the past, reread that favorite book. This also helps stored brain memory. Plus, rereading old books provides comfort and a whole new perception of the characters from when you first read it. And finally, break the habit of your phone always within reach and put it far away from you to avoid the temptation of grabbing it. According to a 2017 study, simply having your phone in the same room as you is very distracting. The presence of your phone makes it a lot harder to focus on reading. Overall, you can do this. You don't have to be an avid reader to achieve it. You just have to break the bad habits and retrain your brain to help you avoid getting too wrapped up in the digital world. And remember, there are many county library branches that have thousands of books to help get you started. All you have to do is visit one closest to you. Stay tuned, because now that you have the tips to engage back into the habit of reading, we are helping you with book selection and the activities you can be a part of. It's Book Talk next as we rediscover reading on this edition of Happenings. Welcome back to Happenings. Here at the Palm Beach County Library System, you can join a book discussion by signing up online or just walk in during the event. I stopped here at the West Boca branch during their Self-Indulgence Book Society book club in progress to view firsthand the connection and how the love for books has on the community. Check it out.
My name is Carly Addison. I'm a librarian 1 in research services at West Boca. Here we try to do it every month. We try to do a different genre every month. Last month we had a more realistic fiction drama kind of book. This month was a mystery thriller. Next month is going to be a biography. So we try to keep it varied for the library members to see what they like.
Tell me about the name, I guess, of the book discussion group, and how did that come about?
We were looking for a way to really make the club pop, because you see book discussion, we kind of wanted to make it a little bit more eye-catching, a little bit more interesting. So we settled on the name, and people seem to really enjoy it. So we just kind of kept it. So it's been my supervisor Afra is actually the one who came up with the name. She and I switch off doing months because it's a lot of work. You have to read the whole book every month. You've got to come up with all the questions or find questions, and I usually have some kind of supplemental materials, pictures. I try to pull pictures of things that are important to the book, or if it's historical fiction, pull facts. And I did one that was like kind of an art heist book, so I was pulling a bunch of artwork and stuff, just in case some people are more visual, just to give some more context to the novel. So it's a lot to do every single month, so we switch off doing it.
So it's quite popular, and you feel like it's usually like roughly around an average of how many people kind of gather, do you think, for these discussions?
Between 6 and 10, we have had times where we've had to move to the larger room when it's available, just because there were too many people. But yeah, it's between 6 and 10. Sometimes it varies with the season. You know, we have the season down here with snowbirds and stuff, but other times it's, you know, a little more of a lively group, a little bit bigger of a group.
I don't know, they came and went and came and went. I think it was after reading the book in Alaska. That book was very exciting. You know, you couldn't wait. You kept reading it. This one I would read a few pages, and I said I had enough.
Interesting you should say that. The Great Alone was 500 pages. I read it in 4 days. I couldn't put it down.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
couldn't
one.
put it down. This one, right.
When you read about some of the people that were there, you begin to wonder, what kind of people were they?
I know.
Not from London.
And those cottages,
The Nouveau Riche.
I don't know how anyone else felt, but I felt like the last one was where she was staying.
Yes.
It seemed like it was scary till she got to the last one.
Yes.
Like they made you think, was she ever going to get there?
And what is your, I guess, overall impression of doing these book discussions? What have you heard from people that have joined them? You know, their feedbacks and that.
People join them for different reasons. Mostly it's because they love books, you know, they want to talk to other book readers about it. But I think there's also, it brings people together who maybe wouldn't normally be in a room together. You got people from all walks of life coming in and kind of sharing the same love of something. So people I've had people come up and be like, I haven't read the book, I just moved here, I know it's tomorrow. Can I just come in and see the vibes? You know, just check the vibe and see how it is, because they're looking for friends, they're looking for a connection, they're new to the community. And it's just a nice kind of calm, quiet way to do that. So there have been friendships that I've noticed that have built out of this book group. And a lot of them go to other libraries. We share a large community with the Glades Road branch too.
What was the final outcome from the discussion, you would say?
It was actually about 50-50. People liked it, some people didn't. Some people really didn't like it. A couple people were just kind of ambivalent about it. But that kind of makes for a more fun discussion when you have different opinions, because then people are like, I hated it and here's why, I loved it and here's why, and they kind of, you know, I sometimes don't even have to do anything. I just sit back and watch. But so it was about 50-50 on this one. Sometimes they really like it, sometimes everybody hates it, but it makes for a good discussion either way.
Awesome. And who overall picks the particular book?
My supervisor, Afra, and I, if we're doing that month, I picked this one, she picked the next one. We do that, but we try to look at what's popular. We try to take, you know, the interest of our members into account. If they have a suggestion, we're more than happy to take it. If we've got the books on hand, to be able to, because we try to get them out as well. That's another thing, is we try to have the copies for the next month on hand, so they don't have to go out and buy it. Because we're a library, we give out books, you know. So that's you know, we base it on reviews and on what we've got available in the library system.
Got it. And my understanding, I guess, this also was part of the Book in a Bag program. Can you elaborate more about that program?
So the book club in a bag is you get 12 copies of the book, and they come in regular print or large print sets, and one person checks them out. So if you've got a book discussion group that you're trying to get a bunch of copies for, you know, you can check them out, I can check them out, I'm responsible for the bag, you hand them out to your group, you collect them all back in. They go out for 3 weeks, just like any other library material, and then you just bring them back. You get the nice, you get the bag, you know, to take with you, because 12 bucks is a lot to carry. So it's a really great way to get a set of books without everybody trying to put up holds, you know, or trying to coordinate holds for books.
There are several book clubs and discussions near you at your local library. And reading doesn't have to be just for us humans. Our furry friends can get in on the action too with Animal Reading Friends, which is ongoing at several local branch locations. Be sure to visit pbclibrary.org for dates, times, and location to register. And coming up, I'm giving you the scoop on how your county library is connecting readers and authors in the same room.
Hi, Hi, my name is Bailey and I work here at the main library, and today I'm talking about The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This book is great for all times of the year, but especially talking about Mental Health Awareness Month. This book has strong themes of identity and agency that our main character goes through. Our main character, Six, is a diviner in this book, and she is able to tell the future with her sisters. And one by one, her sisters start going missing, so she teams up with a king and his knights to go on an adventure of self-discovery to find herself and her sisters. And this book was amazing, and I hope you give it a shot.
My name is Benjamin Gott from the main library, and I'm going to be talking about Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, the first book in the Mistborn trilogy. Mistborn: The Final Empire is about a young orphan girl named Vin who is learning the powers of a Mistborn, a magical person who is able to control metal in some kind of ways. I recommend this book for people who are interested in fantasy or who want a really good introduction to fantasy. It's a really good story with a lot of magic, mystery, and intrigue. I totally recommend it.
Hi, my name is Stephanie. I'm the Technology Training Coordinator for the Palm Beach County Library System, centered out of the main library. And this is one of my favorite books ever, Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. This is a book about how Jenny Lawson, when she was feeling at her absolute lowest, decided to be instead furiously happy and take on life as it came. Whether it was saying yes to running through a cemetery in a red ball gown, taking a trip to Australia with her best friend, or just collecting taxidermied raccoons like Rory here on the cover. This is her story about how she embraced life and how you can do the same.
Welcome back to Happenings. It's all about Rediscover Reading, an annual initiative to encourage everyone to put down their phones and pick up a book. Joining me today is Nafisa Hamed. She is the system-wide Adult Activities Coordinator for the Palm Beach County Library System. Welcome, Nafisa. How are you?
I'm doing well. Pleasure to be here, Angela. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Now let's get to know you a little bit more. Tell us your role here at the library and your responsibilities.
So I actually began as an Administrative Technician 1 in our Staff Development and Personnel section of the library. In this role, we were able to handle personnel files. I was able to organize different award systems, rewards, that sort of thing. And that was able to give me a push to become a research librarian in the beautiful Acreage Branch Library. In this role, I answered research questions, organized different sorts of programs that both met the needs of our members as well as exceeded their expectations. And with that, it launched me straight to here as the System-Wide Adult Activities Coordinator. In this role, what I do is organize and implement different sort of activities all throughout the library system. So they would be Presidents and their First Ladies, the County Department Fair, and Writers Live, of course.
And tying right into that, and so you run this event called Writers Live. Can you share with us a little bit more of what it is and when did it start?
Absolutely. So Writers Live began in 2008, and with this, it is an opportunity for the members of their community to meet authors straight in person. So with this event, it runs from January and all the way through April. So we have different authors come for the different months, and with Writers Live, our members are not only able to meet the authors and ask them questions such as their writing processes and get books signed from them as well. They're able to meet brand new authors that they didn't know that they would like. So ones that usually write in thriller, they might meet someone who actually writes for history, in which they very much enjoy too.
Awesome. Now, speaking of regarding these authors, who are some notable appearances that you've had for this event?
So we've had quite a few notable authors during the time. So we've had Dr. Robert Watson. He is a distinguished American history professor right in Lynn University. He is a very big supporter of libraries, so much so that in fact he had his band come a few months ago in which he did a concert for the Friends of the Library, and he always comes, he's always a delight, and he shares his knowledge of American history rooted in his books with the members, which is amazing. We've also had Elliot Kleinberg come quite a few number of times. He is a local Florida enthusiast as well. He's very big on Florida history and the wars that it's been involved in. And he was actually a former writer for the Palm Beach Post too. And one of our favorite duos, I would say, because they hold the record for the longest waitlisted history, is Mike Lupica and James Patterson. Their event was absolutely wonderful. So they actually started off the event with bantering with one another, joking, going back and forth, and the audience ate that up. They also took photos with our wonderful Dewey plushies, so it was, on top of all that, very cute. They took photos with everyone. They made time for everybody, answered all their questions. So it was absolutely wonderful.
It's coming to be a big success with Writers Live.
Absolutely. And it just keeps going and going too.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Can you share us with how the Writers Live is publicized to get all these people to attend?
Oh yeah, so we have a few different avenues in which we advertise for Writers Live. So one of the things that we do is we will advertise it, of course, on the library website. So we'll have a scrolling banner of we'll say Writers Live right on there. So when you click on it, it shows the different authors that are coming, their times, their dates, as well as just like where you can register to. So they can register right on there and then they'll be good to go. We also have our social media platforms that are managed by our marketing and communications team. They're absolutely stellar at doing so. So they'll show our authors individually as their time comes, and it shows both the picture of an author as well as their upcoming book for why they're coming to Writers Live. They'll tag the author, tag their agency as well, and then they'll say, come to Writers Live, we have the amazing James Grappando coming. So so we have those sort of avenues too. And we also have our Happenings magazine. So the Happenings magazine is a monthly magazine that shows all of the events for the month. So that is one way in which our members will also see, not just for Writers Live, but for other events too. But Writers Live does get its own featured section because it is very special. And lastly, we have our flyers that we send out to our branches that are hosting our authors, as well as the neighboring branches as well. So that way we have both in-house and out-house options for our members to know more about Writers Live.
Awesome. And how are the authors chosen? Like, what's the process to get them to the library?
So we have a very healthy relationship with many of the agencies, I would say nationwide. So with this relationship, what they'll do is send me a list of authors that are going on tour, because with one thing on Writers Live, we like to feature recently written books. So they'll send me a list of authors that are going on tour along with their brand new book, and they'll say, oh, here are the authors coming between January and April that are going to be in your area. Would you like to have them? In which case we'll go through, we'll see which ones we would love to have, and sometimes along with that we even get recommendations from our members. So I've gotten countless emails saying, oh, can I please have so-and-so come? I would love to see them. So we take those into consideration as well. And along with that, once we have our authors chosen, we'll have moderators sometimes. So for example, we have the wonderful Arlene Cogdale, who writes for the Sun Sentinel. We'll have her come as a moderator for these authors too.
Who do we have to thank for the Writers Live experience for the public?
Yes. So we have quite a few people numbered to thank, almost like Oscar nominees, and just like, thank you, thank you. So of course, we like to thank our library director and our deputy director. So our director, Douglas Crane, our deputy director, Aurora Arthe, the community engagement team as well, specifically Adult Activities, who organizes these events, and as well as our friends of the library, who are just fantastic because they are the ones that actually fund all these events, all these years and counting, as well as our authors and their agents for being extremely supportive of the library.
Well, thank you so much. That's a lot to definitely be thankful for because of them. Now, so at the beginning of the show, I provided tips to help engage back into reading.
And just before the break, a peek into book club discussions at the library. And now Writers Live is just another way to help everyone engage and rediscover reading. Thank you so much, Nafisa, for being here, and we truly appreciate all the activities you and the library have done for the residents here.
Thank you very much, Angela. I appreciate it.
And we hope you take full advantage of all the services and resources the Palm Beach County Library System offers. Be sure to stop by any county library branch, and don't forget to sign up to get your free library card. Thank you for joining us.